For digital agencies and enterprises managing dozens of WordPress sites, every new deployment acts as a direct multiplier on monthly overhead. For years, legacy managed hosting platforms like Pantheon have been the default choice. They provide a reliable dev, test, and live workflow that keeps large-scale deployments organized. However, these bills include a heavy retail markup. Organizations pay a premium to cover the host's proprietary orchestration, support staff, and profit margins, rather than just the raw cost of the compute power. This pricing model prevents economies of scale. Managing 50 client sites means paying for 50 individual infrastructure islands, with no way to share resources across an optimized cluster. While these platforms offer a safe environment for developers, the linear cost scaling eventually drains agency maintenance margins and enterprise IT budgets. To avoid those markups, many teams try migrating directly to the source, using raw AWS primitives like EC2 instances and RDS databases. Moving to raw infrastructure immediately drops pure compute costs by 60 to 70%. But raw AWS provides the bricks, not the house. This DIY approach often trades a high hosting bill for the massive labor cost of manual DevOps. Teams find themselves manually handling security patching, scripting backups, and building CI/CD pipelines from scratch, tasks previously automated by the host. Mapped out, managed hosts sit top left, high financial cost, low operational burden. Raw AWS sits bottom right, low cost, high burden. Organizations are stuck choosing between these extremes, leaving the bottom left quadrant, low cost and low burden, conspicuously empty. This raises the central question: can you achieve raw compute pricing without the complexity of an in-house DevOps team? The Bring Your Own Cloud model, implemented through DevPanel, is designed specifically to fill that empty bottom left quadrant. In this setup, DevPanel acts as an automated management layer that sits directly on top of your own AWS account. This comparison matrix shows the BYOC model is unique, combining automated UI with total infrastructure sovereignty. Since servers are in your own account, you keep streamlined workflows without paying retail platform markups on raw compute. The trade-off for this control is a shift in responsibility. You must take ultimate ownership of your AWS environment, which involves an initial migration and the technical setup of secure IAM roles. Eliminating the middleman is only the start. To reach an 80% reduction in costs, you have to utilize specific AWS mechanics that managed hosts typically keep for themselves. Managed hosts often force users into expensive, flat-fee tiers based on peak traffic. You end up paying for that peak capacity 24/7, even when your actual traffic is low. With DevPanel on AWS, you use true auto-scaling. The infrastructure expands during a traffic spike and shrinks immediately afterward. This requires moving away from predictable, flat monthly fees. You adopt variable, usage-based billing, paying for your average traffic rather than your peak. Another major source of waste is the development and staging environments that stay active while developers are asleep or off for the weekend. DevPanel addresses waste with auto-pause. Idle environments power down completely after 30 minutes, stopping the AWS billing clock. When active, AWS SPOT instances provide spare capacity at a 90% discount. The only trade-off is a brief wake-up time for paused instances. An 80% reduction results from eliminating idle server time, using discounted capacity, and paying for actual traffic averages. While the savings are substantial, the shift to infrastructure ownership means this architecture isn't the right fit for everyone. We can map the best choice by looking at your organizational profile. For a solo blog or a business with just a few sites, stay with a standard managed host. The BYOC model is over-engineered for this scale. But for agencies with 50 sites or more, the math changes. Consolidating your portfolio collapses dozens of bills into one optimized cost, improving margins by 85%. Nonprofits gain a unique advantage here. By owning the AWS account, they can apply cloud credits directly to the hosting bill, making their enterprise-grade infrastructure completely free. Enterprise and government entities use this model to keep data inside their own virtual private cloud, satisfying strict compliance audits while scaling to handle billions of hits. The decision comes down to one choice. Are you ready to trade the black box of legacy hosting for total infrastructure sovereignty and an end to scaling penalties?